If your challenge is circumnavigating the sex aspect of relationships, I'm going to share with you my model for sex and how I approach it. Most people approach sex as either sex is on or sex is not on. Either sex is on the table or sex is not on the table. Either sex is happening or sex is not happening. It's a very binary model, ones and zeros. My model of sex is that sex for me is always on. Why is it always on? It's because I'm a sexual being and I appreciate that they're a sexual being. So it's always on. It doesn't necessarily mean we're gonna fuck. It's always on, meaning I'm a sexual being, I'm going to be sexual. Now, that sexuality will radiate itself and they're gonna know. Now, how I approach our interaction and relationship is I escalate or de escalate based on how we interact and how we interface. That is what a relationship is, how you interact and interface with people. So either I move 2 steps forward, or 5 steps forward, or 10 steps forward, or I go 2 steps back, or 5 steps back, or 10 steps back based on how we interact, based on how we interface. That's a funny way of saying, this is a very systematic and logical way of saying. In other words, we could have sex in the next minute. We can have sex of my first meeting her and on the same night, or in the next hour, or the next 30 minutes, or we could have sex in the next 5 days, or next week, or the next month. 10 steps forward, or 1 step forward at a time, depending on how we interact and interface. Nonetheless, sex is always on because I am a sexual being and they are a sexual being. This is a completely different paradigm from how people interact with sex. This also means I always have a condom around. Sorry, my cat's fur is all around the air because I'm petting her as we speak. So that also means that I always have a condom with me around. So while most people never carry a condom, or most people have an inhibition about carrying condoms. I have some funny stories about that. So sex is always on. Now sex, for most people, they imagine fucking. But sex could appear in many different ways. Sex appearing as fucking is a very masculine way of perceiving sex. But I want you to broaden your perspective about life, about sexuality, about relationships. Sex doesn't necessarily mean always penis in vagina, or penis in wherever, or anything in wherever, any part wherever. Sex could appear in many different ways. It could be a lot of kissing, heavy play, heavy petting, cuddling. It may not even end in penis and vagina. It may not end in fucking. It could end in many different ways. It could end in orgasms that doesn't necessarily include penis and vagina, or penis and whatever, and wherever, or any body part wherever. It doesn't necessarily end up in fucking. Nonetheless, it's a sexual thing. It could be sexual play. It could be foreplay. It could be foreplay lasting days or even weeks. It could be role play. It could be spanking. It could be anything that doesn't include fucking that could very well get the person off. Do you understand? Broaden your range of your sexuality, of your sexual interaction to just merely inhibited to fucking. Sex is all around. There's many ways to be sexual and have sex with other people that could very well result in orgasms not having to do with fucking. So I'm a sexual being and I recognize that they're a sexual being. They're humans. We're all sexual beings. And don't have inhibitions about that. You are a sexual being. Sex is not either on or off, either on the table or not on the table. Sex is always on the table. It's just a matter of how you interrelate and interface with each other. Hopefully that helps. Share this video with other people. If you have any comments or questions or thoughts or inputs, share in the comments below. I would love to hear them. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye.